Hello, friends and followers. Well, one of the downsides of amateur radio, at least for me, is having to put on microphone connectors. I get really tired of doing it because it's just kind of a drag. Anyway, this Collins is picky. It wants the old style .604 connector, so I bought this one from this guy here, and about 28 bucks for two of these, but they seem genuine. I bought two of them just in case. I don't know, there's a second one, but so to prep this thing on, this is a a 6.0. What is this thing here? Microphone. This microphone works well, but for this Collins, a Model 450, and it's high and low impedance. Anyway, the way I found it worked was there was a green wire, a green microphone wire that was high impedance. So the way this works is, at least for the Collins, or most radios, here's the plug. The tip here will key the radio. The middle part is the audio, and the shank here is the ground. So to make that happen on this plug, then the shank grounds there, the middle grounds, well, the middle attaches there, which is the audio, and the key attaches there. The way this microphone worked out was the key line I found via the ohm meter was this red one. When it keys, it will ground to this braid here, or ground. And I found there were two wires here. There was a wire here for the low impedance, a white wire, and a green wire for high impedance. Anyway, I just snapped off the white wire and I used its braid as a ground. So they give you three little ground lug things here, or three little terminal lugs. So the trick to doing this then, and first of all, the wire will fit through here. At least this wire will barely, the actual black part, the actual insulation will fit through that hole rather nicely and snugly, so that's nice. And I think they want you to bend this thing onto the insulation when you're done. I'll try that. I would rather solder it, but I'm not going to do that. And so anyway, to make this go, you have to do some very delicate soldering. It's almost like dental work. And so you want to line up all these pins with these holes, and so you can see that they're all lined up now pretty well. This is taking me like an hour of screwing around, wasting time of my life here on this, but I guess if you like this kind of stuff, more power to you. Well, I like doing a good job, okay, so I think this is a good job anyway. So ground will go here. The green wire, which is the microphone audio, will go here. The key line will go there. So the trick is to get these things all lined up real nice. I mean, like almost within a half millimeter. That's how this has to go. Little baby screws there, drop those on the floor, they're gone forever, but those are the screws they give you to attach that. And so that's what I'm going to try and do now. I'm going to try and fish this back through. I've had this through here once already. Fish this back through here, put that, then I'm probably going to attach these, and then I'll put the clamp on and see how that goes. I guess I could maybe try a live video of it. Let's see if you want to come along or not for that. It's probably going to be tedious, so stop now. It's going to be tedious, but here we go. Hold on, turning the camera around. I actually have the cam on top of the Collins radio transmitter here. You can see the side of it going on there. All right, so I didn't plan to do this, but let's see if we can make it happen. I need a real small little screwdriver that I had hanging around here that I was fishing insulation out with. This one might work, I don't know. Let's see if this one will go. This screwdriver might work for those little screws, it might not. I don't think it will. Anyway, the first thing to do is fish that back through there, so let's try that. Get my chair pulled up here so I can see what I'm doing. And I've had the Collins radio crushing the cord so I could solder it and it wouldn't move around. There we go, it's uncrushed. Now I'm going to try and fish it through here. I did fish it through here once and it worked. Let's see what'll happen here. Fish it through there. Well, that's going right through, I think. I had problems doing this the first time. Okay, yeah, it's catching. But it'll fish through eventually. You have to have it cut kind of evenly and then it will work. I don't think I did that very nicely, so let's see what's wrong here. That looks pretty reasonable. Just not doing it right. It's catching on the bottom. Fun times. All right, that's not going to go. Let's take some fuzz off of here. And check for anything strange here. Don't cut your wires. All right, I got some of the fuzz off anyway. Check it for any kind of weird stuff, any kind of, no, it's a real straight cut, so let's put it through. See if it'll go on now. Well, I may not be able to do it live. I might need two hands in a different way, but come on. There it is. Ha! All right, so that's on finally. So now I just want to attach wires. So let's get this first one, the ground wire on. And that's a real bear. Turn it. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Get it close and try and make it work. Yep, that'll go in. I just gotta find a small screwdriver. All right, I'm probably gonna cut the video just because this is tedious and I need full concentration to get this done. But you see what I'm doing. Put that wire on. The next one will be the next one. Maybe I can do it like this. I'll crush the cable with the Collins radio again with the foot. Lift it up, crush it. I gotta find a tiny screwdriver I had around here. They call it a jeweler's screwdriver. It's just my desk is so full of mess that I don't think it's gonna turn up. Let's go look for another one. All right, by luck, I have two sets of screwdrivers because I couldn't find the first set when I was out in Rhode Island working, so I bought two sets of these things from Husky, which is not a parts store. Not sure which one that was, but anyway, these are still in service, so there we go. Here's the small screwdriver we're gonna use. Wow, this is like dental work. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. So yeah, these microphone plugs are painful. They're a pain in the you know what. They're just a pain. So how am I gonna get that in there? I guess I'm gonna needle nose that thing in there. And of course, if I drop this thing and it goes in the rug, or no, it goes on the floor and bounces away, that's the end of it. So it might even be good if this thing was like in the air a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Whoops, see that? I'm dropping it already. Already dropping it. Oh. Half of my troubles with image media stuff is just dropping stuff and never find it again. Just falls on the floor or it's gone. So I can't grip this thing really well. All right. Let's see if we can make it happen. Of course, I can't even seem to get it screwed in steady. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. All right, that one is going in. What do you know? There's hope in the world. Okay, get this big one, give it a little tighter. Let's see. Can this one grip on the screw? Yes, it can, I think. Not going to over tighten it. That's good enough. Now, which one goes in next? This one or the other one? I guess this one. And that's pretty close, but no cigar, right? So I'm going to push this wire up a little bit. See if it'll work. I just did the measurement by eye, right? And that is pretty close. But if these aren't precise, they won't thread in. I've done this before, and it's really a pain in the you know what, the keister. Okay, back a little bit. And try it out. That's good. Now, get one of those in there without screwing it up. Without dropping it on the floor. I'm just going to try and needle nose one of these in here now. Just throw it in there like that. Okay, that's probably the best situation because it's hanging in there on the wire. Let me move it back, move the thing back a little bit. Look at my finger, how bad it is. I'm trying to catch this thing so it'll stay again. All right, so we have that thing hanging in the air and it looks pretty close. So, can you see it? Yeah, there it is. You can see it right there, right? So let's try and get that one to go in. Yeah, it's going in. Look at that. All right, we got 2 out of 3 done. Now there's one more left. This is the key line. Key line, not key lime, but pie. And this one I had some slack on it, I guess. I screwed it up a bit, but since this one was long, I didn't care if I had slack on it because I can bend it back. You just don't want too much slack. Okay, it's out of view, I'm sorry. Let's get it back into view here. How are we doing with view? Well, it's still kind of bad. This is a very hacked environment here, I'm sorry. All right, there it is. That's the last one. Same procedure. We're just going to wedge it in there with the needle nose, drop it in there, and see if it works. First, you got to make sure it's going to line up. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? You can see the hole through there pretty much. Yeah, it's got to be pretty much right on because you're kind of struggling to put these on, so you got to really make sure it's right on there, right? Make sure it's all lined up. There it is. And the last one. Come on. It's me now, just not functioning right. Being a human, not a robot. Could Elon Musk robot get this thing in there? Maybe. Probably. Better than me. Okay, try one, fail. Because I'm squirming around too much. All right, it's back in there. I'm glad this thing's brass and not magnetic. It's not conducting. Whoomp, there it is. Whoomp, there it is. Okay, we're 3 out of 3. Give this thing a little tighten job here. I don't think I've ever had this best luck with one of these things before, as far as doing it precisely like this. Of course, I've never had a new one either. All right, that's all done. So, can I get the metal clampy thing on? I don't think I can. So I should put the metal clampy thing on, right? But I don't know if I can get the metal clampy thing on there. No, or do I even care about it? That ground is probably going to be, yeah, I'm not going to bother with the metal clamp. I'm not going to bother with the metal clampy thing. It seems pretty good. We'll see how it does throughout the years, if I even have it that long. All right, so that's done. I guess we could try it on the radio. It looks fine. There's no shorts. That one could probably go over a bit. Well, I don't see it shorting, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, now the cover goes on to it. The cover goes on to it like this. I hope. Like that. Are we that lucky? Looks to be done, doesn't it? All right, I hadn't tightened it. I guess I could try to make it tighter, but well, we got through that, didn't we? Let's hold on, turn the camera here. Hold yourself. Hold your face. Here we go. We're turning around the camera. All right, got through that part of it. Now, there sits the Collins. Collins number 2 here, which isn't working so well, but let's see if we can make it work. So, LSB, plate current, 40 meters, I don't know. Let's just see if we can make this thing go. I don't even have an antenna on this thing or even a way to put an antenna onto it, but we'll just see if it keys. How's that? All right, plug in the radio. It's on. Plug in the power supply. Plug in the mic. There she is. There it is. It's gotta get warm for the tube to come on that keys this thing. This keys with two relays. There's a small one, the tube keys, and a bigger one in the final area. Let's see. Well, it keyed and didn't unkey. That's no fun. I heard it key and then it never came back. Oh, it's got all that PTT stuff to worry about. So a Collins is a strange beast. Let's see what we can do in here. Clunk. So it's keying. I think we're gonna muck with these like that. Does that work? What's that one do? I don't know. I hate PTT, or I hate Fox. So it's still kind of Foxed, isn't it? So it never unkeyed, did it? I don't think that's a fault of the mic though. That's a fault of me not knowing what I'm doing here. Okay, what do we do here? PTT, well, let's jam it. This one's a bit different than the other radio I have. Oops, there it goes, click. Will that fix it? Nope, I think that puts it in the permanent PTT. Well, yeah, we're keyed up all right. Or not. All right, back to basics. This will key it. Nope, doesn't key anymore. Well, the radio is in a weird mode. Probably because I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, PTT, click. Okay, there's the click. Does that mean I'm in PTT now? Let's see. Can't key it. If I've been keying this thing like mad and now I can't do a thing with it. That doesn't go. I'm just guessing here now. There, okay, that makes a difference. Learning by screwing around, gain. Okay, so it will now key. And what if we just go in now? And give it a key. Okay, we got mic. Now, let's get some carrier going on here. We're on 40 meters. Let's go to tune mode here. And some mic gain. Look for a peak here on the plate. Come on, don't let me down now. There's a peak. Okay, I just want to see if it modulates right. I don't want to be real fancy. What am I doing wrong here? Let's tune it for a dip, even though I have no antenna on it. Okay, there's a dip. All right, okay, will it work? Go off. Turn this thing up real high. It works. So that's successful. KB3W test 1, 2. Okay, it works. What are we on here? We're on 7.2, 7.21, 7.2 plus 1 out of the band. Not that I care because I don't have an antenna. 7.2 plus 5. So it's going to be 7.2 plus 5, 7.25. Let's see if that goes. 7.25. My mouse is in screwed up mode here. Let's reset the mouse. Okay, it's red. That's good. Mouse is now working right. 7.25. 25. Okay, 7.25 LSP, that's us right there. There's a carrier right there. Let's move it. Test, 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 1, 2, test. Let's move it a bit. Looks like the VFO is off a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, if the VFO is off, we don't like that, right? So let's see what we can do about that. Let's see, this thing should be up. Put that on 5. We're gonna go to carrier mode here. Let's see, take that off, tune mode, and get this thing on 725. Let's see here, VFO, right there. Change that. All right, that looks good, I think. No, it's not. A little more. All right, I think we're on the money now, pretty close. Yeah. Actually, that's a tone though. We don't like a tone. That's not correct. I don't think that's right. Anyway, let's look at the carrier and see where it is, if I can do that. If I go to CW mode here, okay, CW, no key, so I can't try that. We'll try lower sideband. Test, test, 1, 2. Go back to lower sideband. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's way off, isn't it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.